want to take a picture of her.
Huh?
I want to take a picture of her.
I haven't written on this in a long time, but it's fun.
Ava, the cheese.
How are we gonna ride the boat in the water? This is gonna be fun.
Oh, you want to see? Here, I'm sorry. Oh no, wait. Let me. Here, this is a picture Mommy took. We gotta wait for it to fill up, huh?
I think he'll probably take off after a certain amount of time. If it doesn't fill up. Because, I mean, think about it, how late it is. How many people really want to ride this ride right now?
Yeah.
I think it's better because it's all the light.
Let's. Oh, she's fucking up, bro. Ava, look. Life is but a dream.
Playing miniature, playing chess.
I do have a couple things for safety. Please remain seated and inside the rails. No smoking of any kind, including e-cigarettes or vapes, are permitted. And we do have life jackets sort of in the front hatches. However, we've never had to use them, so let's not break that record today. Sound good?
Woo!
You'll be happy to know most of the river is only about 3 to 4 feet deep. So if somehow you do find yourself in the river, do me a favor. Get out. I should warn you though, there are sections to the river that are over 15 feet deep. So if you find yourself in that part, continue kicking and screaming. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to ask. I am all ears. I really do hope you enjoy the ride. We're going to start off right here where we're at in the Shops at River Center Mall. This mall opened up back in 1988. It originally housed about 1 million square feet of shopping space, but last January they added onto it another 700,000 square feet. Inside, you'll find a comedy club, movie theater, IMAX screen, Dave and Buster's, and a museum called Battle for Texas, The Experience. It's a recreation of the Battle of the Alamo. It's actually really neat if you get the chance to go through it. This lagoon we're exiting here is the most distinguishing feature about this mall from the malls in the city. And on any given day, they'll actually have live music that'll come out here and play by a South American band called Indian Fusion. They play a variety of music ranging from Broadway, hymns, and even movie scores. It's actually fun to come out here when it's freezing cold outside because they'll start playing a prank on the boats. They do play the Titanic theme song. Never had an iceberg on the river. The last time it actually snowed directly in San Antonio was 1985. The same year, my parents moved down here from Chicago to get away from the snow. In 3 days, it snowed 13.5 inches, and it hasn't done that since in downtown. Once we are around this turn, right around this upcoming footbridge, take a look on my right, and you'll see a statue of St. Anthony himself, or how he's also known as San Antonio de Padua. This statue was a gift from Portugal for the 1968 Hemisphere World's Fair. He's the father of lost things, and of course, who the river and the city is named after. When it comes to the name San Antonio, the river got its name first. And the way it got its name was back on June 13th of 1691. Father Damien Massenet, a group of missionaries, came to the future side of San Antonio, where they held a mass along the river, and they changed the name of the river from *Anaguana*, which meant refreshing waters, to the San Antonio. The founders of the city didn't come through here until 1718. When they came, it was only a few Spanish soldiers and some Franciscan priests, and they came and established Mission San Antonio de Valero, which not a lot of people outside of Texas have heard of because they changed its name. Making it much more memorable, it's now known as the Alamo. 2 blocks to the south of the Alamo, up here on the right on the street level, is St. Joseph's Catholic Church. The cornerstone for this church was set back in 1868. It started out as a German Catholic church. They have stained glass windows from Munich, Germany, paintings from the third pastor, Father Henry Pfefferkorn. They host a special mass at the end of each month, which I hear has to do with a German choir, and they also have Gothic architecture. Beautiful inside or out. San Antonio had such a large German population back in the 1800s. A lot of signs you see around town today, they're in English and Spanish. Back then would have also been in German. If you are looking possibly to move here on the right is our Chamber of Commerce. This will be the place you go for all the info you need to make the move. Currently, we are the 7th largest city in the country. We have just under 1.5 million people living in the city limits alone. They're actually expecting over the next 23 years for about 1 million people to move here. If that happens, it would pretty much put us on par with Houston right now. Big.
Ooh, it's big.
Coming up to this T right here, we are about to exit what's known as the Hemisphere Extension. This whole part of the Riverwalk we've been in is a man-made offshoot of the river called the Hemisphere Extension that was built back in the mid-60s to connect the Riverwalk to the fairgrounds for the 1968 Hemisphere World's Fair. The part of the river we're coming into right here is the natural flow of the river. And the reason why it's actually kind of small is because we're at the start of the river. It begins 4 miles north of here on the campus of the University of the Incarnate Word. On their campus is a spring that leads to an underground limestone lake known as the Edwards Aquifer. It's actually the same lake that we get our drinking water from. And this next story is one of my favorites here on the river. This hotel here on the left is the Hilton Palacio del Rio. It is in the record books for being the fastest modular building. It only took them 202 working days to build it. The way they built it is they built the first 4 floors right here on location as a foundation. While they were building that, they were building the rooms individually 8 miles south at HB Zachary's headquarters. Now this entire corner straight ahead of us and on my left, this is all known as La Villita. It was a little village for Spanish soldiers' homes back in the 1700s. During the mid-1800s, parts of it became German settlement, and today it's an artisan community where they have shops and restaurants. Nice place to walk around. At the base of La Villita, here we have the Artisan River Theater. If you've seen the movie Miss Congeniality with Sandra Bullock, they filmed one of their pageant events here. This theater was built when they built the Riverwalk back in 1941. It can sit 800 people on the left and to the right. In the backdrop of the stage are those 5 bronze bells, which all represent the 5 missions in San Antonio. They host entertainment here all throughout the year, and even sometimes you'll find weddings here too. It's really pretty. Right now, it's directly ahead of us. You'll see that 3-ton bronze sculpture of the cattle drive called Coming Home to the Briscoe. It was designed by T.D. Kelsey and brought in a couple years ago for the Briscoe Western Art Museum back behind it. Originally, that building was the first location for the San Antonio Public Library to 1930 to 1968. Today, it's now home to saddles, sculptures, and even an interactive diorama of the Battle of the Alamo. Good place to go if you're interested in Texas history. Sorry. It's like it gets too dark. You need a flashlight, and then you kind of flash in somebody's eyes. It's like, sorry. Right here, we're coming up to one of the oldest iron bridges in San Antonio. This was built back in the 1890s and originates from Berlin, Connecticut. We nickname it Lose Your Head Bridge because, as you can tell, it sits very low on the river. Come under here wrong, not paying attention, it would hurt a lot. When we have our river parades, they have to put padding all over it because people hit their head on it all the time. They had to impose a drinking ban when you're in the parades.
Oh, wow.
Coming up here on the right, you'll see this iron sculpture called Father Massenet's Table. Placed here back in 1991, it was designed by Rolando Briseño in honor of the mass where Father Massenet changed the name of the river. The island that it's on is known as Marriage Island. They say they have over 200 weddings here all throughout the year. I like being a part of the wedding pictures. That part's fun. You get the whole boat involved, photo bomb. Sometimes they want you to. And literally, they'll have 2 to 3 weddings there every other Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Right where this Navarro Street Bridge sits, back in the 1800s, this was the most cross section of the river in town. Because it was shallow and also hard packed, made it easy for travelers to cross the river without having to unload and reload their cargo. I like coming out from underneath here, just gondola style in it. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's Monday. That's all I got. Does anybody else know the rest of the song?
No.
That's all I got. I had a guy get on my boat and I started singing that song and he started singing it in Italian. I was like, ooh, okay. Take a look straight ahead of us. You'll see the Bexar County Courthouse, what kind of looks like an acorn on top. This is one of the longest operating courthouses in Texas. It opened up back in 1896. And here on the left, with the American flag up on top, is the Tower Life building. This opened up back in 1929, and it has a neo-Gothic architecture. Those 6-foot-long gargoyles sticking out up there actually work like water spouts when it rains. The building is also complete with Gothic window trim, and if you take a look underneath the second floor windows, right above the trees here, you'll see these creepy faces. These are called grotesques. Rightfully so, in my opinion. See them? You'll have to tell me if this is true or not. Just over 2 years ago, when me and my wife went to go get married, a bunch of the older drivers on the river started telling us these faces have to do with marriage. They like pointing out the guy screaming right there.